Shalom, everybody, and good morning. Welcome to a blustery and brisk edition of Rabbi E in 3, brought to you, as always, by MEOR DC. Find us on Facebook at MEOR DC. Check us out, like the page, and be in touch. It's brisk and blustery, but beautiful and invigorating outside here on my back porch as we inaugurate together spring break 2018. Hope y'all, are in some nice place, warm place, or skiing. I don't know, wherever you are, have a good time, be safe, and stay in touch with Rabbi E in 3. Okay, so I'm outside here, and I want to share with you invigorating thoughts about the end of this week's about the Torah portion this week, which is a double portion, Vayak-Pikud, that concludes the book of Exodus. We finished reading the book of Shemos, or Exodus, the second book of the Torah, this week in Shul. Next week, God willing, we start Vayikra or Leviticus. And the end of the book of Exodus talks about the final setting up of the Mishkan, the tabernacle. A good part of the end of the book of Exodus deals with the commandment to build and then the actual construction of the tabernacle, the Mishkan, this beautiful, architecturally wondrous structure that God commanded the Jewish people to build. That would be the center of their spiritual life in the desert. They would encamp around the Mishkan. It would travel with them, and a miraculous cloud would hover on the Mishkan when they were encamped, and a fire at night. In other words, a visible, tangible revelation of God's Shekhinah, of the divine presence, dwelling with the Jewish people. That was the purpose of the Mishkan, as God said at the very beginning of the commandment to build it. You shall build me a mikdash v'shachanti b'socham, so that I will dwell among them. And the meaning of that is that my felt presence, God, so to speak, says, will be with the Jewish people. Not just, as I've said before, and I'll say again, not just a spectacle of a cloud and a fire over this structure. More importantly, my presence, God says, will be in the heart and soul of each and every Jewish person. That physical, tangible reminder of God's closeness was meant to inspire each Jewish person to live a life that would bring godliness into the heart and the home of every Jewish person individually. Does that make sense? Right? The purpose wasn't, oh, cool, there's a fire on the Mishkan. Wow, that's pretty intense, man. Take another shot of, don't do that. And the cloud is really cool, and then you go back to your tent and, forget that you ever saw God's presence hovering over the Mishkan. That was not the point. The point was to lead a holy life, each and every one of us. Now, we don't have the Mishkan today, and it's a shame. We could use a little of that kind of spectacle sometimes, you might think, in order to inspire us and strengthen our emunah, our faith. But we do have, first of all, Shabbos, which is compared to the Mishkan in many ways. It's actually on a higher level of holiness and sanctity than the Mishkan. We don't have the tabernacle, but we do have Shabbos. And the holiness and the illumination and the feeling of closeness that we can gain to God and to our true selves on Shabbos is unlike anything else in this world. We also have all the commandments of the Torah. And really, the Mishkan is a microcosm of those commandments in many ways. The purpose of the commandments is to bring godliness into our lives, into our mind, into our hearts, and into our actions. And we have that. We have the Torah. Do my commandments and be holy unto your God. We have these beautiful commandments. There's a beautiful idea I'll finish with, and that is in the whole first week of inauguration of the tabernacle, Moses had to set it up and dismantle it every single day, which was a very laborious process. Why put him through that? Just to train them and how to do it? That's one answer, but the Shlomo Rabbi says a beautiful thing, so that we as Jewish people should never despair. Meaning, in our own service of God, in our own trying to be better, we might mess up. And so to speak, our own personal Mishkan will get dismantled. Don't despair. Get right back up and put it right back up every single day. I'll give you an example. I do this all the time. Right? It's Rabbi E in 3. I'm already at 402. Don't despair, Rabbi E. Next time, you'll get it down to under 4, okay? In all of our efforts, never, never despair. Just like Moshe took down the Mishkan and set it up, the purpose of it was, as the Shlomo Rebbe says, to train us in that beautiful, beautiful spirit of never giving up, even if we fall short in our spiritual life. Get right back up and try again. Have a great Shabbos.